David desires Bathsheba. He gives himself over to that desire of his heart. He pursues her. That's an act of his will. And then he justifies his actions to himself as to why and how what he was doing was okay. David gets the girl. David got his girl. He got his girl. What does he do once he's had her? What does he do with her once he's had her? And this is telling. What does he do with her once he's had her? He gets rid of her. He sends her home. That's it. I've had my fill of you now. He sends her home. I'm done. Finished. My desire has been satiated. My desire has been filled. And now I am done with you. And he casts her off. Well, that was good. What's next? Then David sent messages to see her. She came to him, slept with her. Now she was there. And then she went back home. She's done. He had used her as a means to fulfill his desire. He had used her as a means to fill his desire. And once his desire was filled, and he had his filled, he'd just send her away. Go on back to your husband. See you later. He used her. And he cast her off as if she was nothing. Cast her off as if she was something cheap, of no value. Did Bathsheba have any value? Was Bathsheba cheap? Was this beautiful woman something that could be cast off, once used and abused, and thrown to the gutter to be, I've had my fill of you? Absolutely not. But who has not done that? Who's not done that? Filled our desire with a man or a woman, whatever the case may be, and then cast them off. Used. My desire has been fulfilled. I have no more need of you. Sling your hook. Next. And I'm not talking just sexually. We do it for all kinds of reasons in all kinds of ways. We use people to get what we want, to fill our desires. And once filled, we cast those people off as if they were cheap and of no value. But she had value. She didn't belong to herself. She was a creature made in the image of God. She's a beautiful woman made in the image of God, and she's been cast out, trampled upon, spat upon, and sent off because David has used her to fulfill his desires, and now he's done with her. He has violated a creature made in the image of God, a beautiful woman made in the image of God, a daughter of God, and he's just cast her off as if she was cheap. Now, I'm sure I'm not talking to any men in the room here, but men, that is a disgusting pattern where we will use women to fulfill the desires of our hearts and then cast them off as if they were nothing. There is no such thing as a victimless crime. You have violated a creature made in the image of God and treated something of ultimate and infinite value, because value has been ascribed by God himself. And you have treated that woman, that girl, as something cheap. And you have cheapened yourself in the process. Oh, but what if she agreed? What if she consented? Consent is the big word in the culture today, right? Consent. Oh, she's using you for the same reason. She's treating you as something cheap to be used and cast off as of no value. She is cheapening you. You are cheapening each other. You are violating each other in order to satisfy the desires of your heart and cheapening each other. By agreeing to cheapen each other doesn't make it better. It almost makes it worse, in fact, I think. It doesn't make it better, at least. To treat someone as if they were of no value and can be cast off without thought. It's disgusting, and it needs to stop. You have more value in the eyes of God than that. You have more value in the eyes of God than to treat yourself as simply the sum total of the desires of your heart, something that can be fulfilled and then thrown away, cheapened. You have greater value. She has greater value. He has greater value. Live in the light of the image of God in which you've been created, with the value with which and for which you have been created, and do not sacrifice that value for anyone. For anyone. Let no one rob you of that which God has bestowed upon you.